So, guys, yesterday was one of the most chaotic days in the history of Afrobeats, and one would think that the unity, progress, and successes of the Afrobeat movement is something that would last a lifetime. I mean, we hope that the goats of Afrobeat will form a united front and take the movement further than it's supposed to reach, yeah? Well, that's not the case because chaos is here and it's not looking good. There's been a lot of name calling, jabs, and direct insult from a certain goat who rock the movement that we love and seek to protect. Well, this is why I say thank you guys for your likes, your subscriptions, your comments, and everything that you do for us as a community. We love and appreciate you. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We see everything that you do, and we please beg for you to continue to do so. And tell everyone what we do here at Augusto TV Africa. Straight to the juice, right? So Wizkid was evidently blessed by Farouk again. I mean, this mix is definitely way too strong for the soft-spoken Wiz. But yeah, big Wiz, ni more like. You know, that's the song of the FCs right now. And Davido and his compatriots, the admirable 30BG camp, were hit by an FC rocket. Wizkid obviously is the commander-in-chief, and he's obviously the one at the helm of the attack, right? And he's just taking things to his own hands. He's like, yo, I want to lead this challenge from the front. And he's taking a jab, swipe, literally everything and anything at anyone who comes close or tries to maybe demean him or make him look really small. So this was allegedly dropped by the Tony Elumelu big gun, obviously like a very interesting deal that was actually, taken away from his hands. And Wizkid is not having any of that. He's just really going bonkers right now, speaking like, in my opinion, I think like a Tata. I know FCs would not like that, but I really don't care because everyone who really loves and adores the goats, seemingly goats, would think that this is something out of hand, and probably we should just share all these nonsenses and just move on to something more rewarding. We just go about the music, just promote the culture. This whole fight, this whole beef is so 1986. Like, can we just leave all this BS behind and just move on? But Wizkid is not having that. Wizkid is like, yo, I'm gonna come for literally anybody and anything that comes close to me. And the 30BG camp, they're just like, yo, this guy you are speaking about has not said a word, right? He's not even minding, he's not paying mind to the bullshit that you're spilling. And Davido is just like really quiet about the situation and he's not actually paying mind to this guy, right? He's just like chilling. He's all about his Puma deal. He's all about his business. He's all about his supposed, soon to be released single. And that's all that just really concerns him at this moment. And a lot of the FC fans are actually really pissed because they obviously expect a response from this guy, but like they say, silence is golden, and that's what Davido is really about. I'm not here to actually pick his side. I really don't care about the FCs or the 30BGs, but my concern is, this is all looking like it's way too much drama, and people are saying, I think this whole thing that we're saying about the PR for the Mariah album being the reason why Wizkid is the way that he is currently is looking like a far-fetched thing, because we know that he was cut off a deal by Tony Elumelu, and then of course that deal was passed on to Davido, and the Puma thing obviously was passed on to Davido again because Wizkid supposedly said, I ain't doing this thing with you guys. I think that the deal you're cutting me is not enough. I believe I deserve way more than this. And you just actually pass this deal to somebody who you think you can actually manipulate and just give literally anything. I'm a big superstar. I'm the biggest, right? Literally saying I'm big Wiz, I get what I want. If I say I want this, that's exactly what I'm going to get. And people are saying, there's nothing wrong with actually demanding for the best or getting a good cut out of a deal. But how you do it and what you say and the expectations people have of you when that deal is cut is something that also still translates to business. So people are actually saying, Davido is that kind of person that you cut a deal and he will definitely carry that matter on his head like his soda. But Wiz, how many times do you really see this guy post stuff, right? So there's been a lot of conversations about all this, and Wizkid has actually gone on a whole barrage of tweets again, and he's just really like taking and tearing anyone down and everyone down. So Wizkid takes his S account and he's just going off again. He says, first off, you're not as fly as me, can't sing or make music like me, you can't dress, you don't make more money than me, you don't even got HOES like me, you don't know yourself, you're cheap, you pull up for less than we do. Now FUCK off, you sport rich child. That's all you are, FUCK, you and your dad's money, we got ours. Every NIGGA around you broke. You dumb ASS lawyer. Sorry, your dumbass lawyer flies with you everywhere dressed like basketball. Even basketball was not spared from this. Our lawyers are too busy for that shit. Yo kids. And we thought that was it, oh. And then he goes again and says, Nigeria is a place to reach weaponize poverty so you can carry all those broke-ass boys in real life and get them visas so they worship you and not tell you about yourself. Call you 001, you delusional FUCK, aye, you idiot. The only time you're number one is when you're in your house. You are not number one of nothing but Instagram followers. You don't make money than anybody in Nigeria and in music. Cheap guy, everything about you screams cheap. And people are just wondering, like, why is this guy going off like this? Why is this guy going off like this? And, you know, one guy by the name Nelson Paga just said, you're not acting out of anger and frustration. Maybe maybe it's because you haven't had a hit song in 4 years. It's clear you don't even bother to fact check your wild claims. Lastly, people who shout the loudest about money usually don't have any. You can fool your FC, but you're not fooling me. Now, this is also like a response to, you know, this guy who says, we'll never do business with an uncontrollable psychopath. Davido was the first person we approached, and I honestly couldn't ask for a better partner in this venture. And let's keep it real, David is way more popular than Wizkid. Numbers don't lie, people do. And Wizkid actually just goes on this guy and says, first off, you can afford me, you fool. You're doing business with the right person you can afford. Only time you guys think is bigger than me is in anything is maybe weight, because he's a little round in stature. Jesus Christ. Foolish people, by the way, I have no clue what your fucking business is or what your company does. That's how irrelevant you all are. But now I just gave you the right publicity for free. Get your money back from that fraud. It's just been a lot, and Wizkid was just going on and on and on and on, just cussing everybody, say fuck them all, and yo, it's just like, I don't know, man. Honestly, I'm just really tired. I don't know what the problem is, but people are alleging that is the deal that, you know, he was definitely off. You know, the Puma deal as well is just really irritating and infuriating him. We don't know what that is, but guys, tell us in the comment section what you think is wrong with Wizkid. Do you think he's acting based on all that, or he's just really in his elements right now? Do you think this is actually healthy for Afrobeats? Tell us in the comment section. I'll be right there to reply every one of it. Now, the other guy who seemingly is the main character energy guy, Davido, has interestingly not spoken about all of these things. He's just really going about his business. He's just launched a deal, you know, he's popping with Mattel. He's on some Puma stuff. He's on some really interesting stuff, you know, from Tony Elumelu and his brand. And it's just such an interesting time. He's not actually paying attention to all of this. Just yesterday, he tweeted, in all of this happening, he just tweeted about the video that dropped with Angelique Joy, the song that he had been featured on. And that's all he really cares about, going about his business and just doing everything that he needs to do to elevate himself and elevate his standard. He hasn't said a word, and we don't think that he's coming to say a word. He's just bagged a super deal with Puma, and that video was just so excellent. It was so refreshing, and we really want to say congratulations to Davido and the FC and the 30 BGs, I beg your pardon, because right now it seems like in all of the chaos, Davido has remained very quiet and has remained very resilient to just be about his business and do everything that really concerns him as a person and just to be successful. He's not really paying attention to all the madness. He's him, and we just actually love that, because silence, they say, is golden, and that's the approach that Davido is taking in this situation. Lastly, on the news, we have Asake. Asake has actually been just been about his business and just doing everything that he needs to do to just, you know, be one of the goats of Afrobeats, right? And he has an amazing aura. Everything about him, the girl movement is strong, and everything is going really smooth for this guy right now. And Asake is in Dublin performing and having a great time. The sold out show, people are vibing, you know. Yes, it's a distraction from one of the goats of Afrobeat, but nobody in the Asake camp is paying attention to that. They have a business to run, they have, you know, a brand to protect, so they're not like, you know, edging or trying to jump into all of that. You know, he's just really being about his business, performing to a crowd that really enjoys his music. And one interesting thing happened while he was in Dublin. So Asake has a long-time friend and partner who, you know, put him on. One interesting guy called Lala. And Lala, interestingly, surprisingly, showed up at his concert in Dublin. And Asake was so amazed to see, you know, Lala at the concert. It was such a beautiful moment, something that we love to see. And I really want to say that was a very nice touch from Lala, you know. And Asake obviously was just like, yo, this is this is my moment, and I really owe everything that I am to this guy right here. Well, congratulations to Asake, who is obviously touring right now. The whole Lungu tour is so fun to see. Yes, there was a moment of not so good, news about him smashing somebody's iPhone 16. But yeah, that's all that's in the past right now, and we've left all that to focus on the main stuff. Congratulations to Asake, Mr. Money with the Vibe. Guys, this is where we wrap up the news for now. We'll come back later to share with you all the juice and all the stuff, everything happening in the world of Afrobeats right now, because it's been an interesting moment. Everything's just going left, but well, that's what we live for. So thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate all that you do for us. Tell us in the comment section what you think about Wizkid's going off. Do you think that this is something that we want to see, or you think Wizkid is just acting childish? Do you think that Davido remaining quiet has been maybe just really infuriating the guy? Probably Davido needs to come and respond so we can actually have a proper beef. Tell us what you think in the comment section. I'll be right here to reply every one of it.